Pretend You're a Horse. Chapter 2. Centered Riding by Sally Swift. Have you ever tried pretending you were a horse? Have you thought what it would feel like to have a rider on your back telling you what to do? Would it be comfortable and enjoyable? Would it be uncomfortable and awkward? If you carry a well-packed knapsack on your back that is also well balanced over your shoulders, it is not an unpleasant feeling. But if it is loosely packed, unbalanced, and not strapped on correctly, it can be very uncomfortable and seem much heavier than it actually is. There is another way of pretending you are a horse. Get down on your hands and knees, keeping your back level. Move around the floor a bit, being careful not to hump your back or let it sag. It will help to check yourself in a full-length mirror. Then have a friend poke you sharply with two stiff fingers on either side of your spine just at the base of your shoulder blades. What is your reaction to these sharp pokes? Ouch! Figure 1. You quickly hollow your back and your head snaps up. Have your friend poke you in different places near your pelvis. Each time you will find the same reaction, especially when the pokes are a little further down. It is not a pleasant exercise. Is this the sort of thing we do to our horses when we don't sit to the trot correctly, when we bang the saddle at the canter, when we post to the trot and come down too heavily, or when we mount and land thump on the horse's back? Your reaction in the exercise was to shrink away from thumps and bumps, to hollow your back and raise your head. How many times have you seen a horse react in just this way? He is unhappy, tense, his back hollowed. His nose is up. His eyes have an inner, frightened look, and his ears are back. He looks tentative, distressed, he switches his tail and moves with short, stiff strides. This second rider mounts the horse, springing lightly up and settling gently in the saddle. They move off quietly, the rider's body flowing and swinging with the horse's body. The horse strides out freely, head down, ears relaxed, eyes quiet. Gently, the rider picks up the reins and moves the horse on, body balanced, hardly touching the horse's back in the rising trot. Figure 4, circles become easy. There is no resistance. The horse bends softly. The rider goes on into the sitting trot, then the canter, and still there is no tension because the body is swinging with the horse. The horse is both enjoying his rider and is willing to cooperate and move as he is asked. The horse's strides are supple and open, the rhythm pleasant to watch, impulsions come softly from behind with energy flowing through his body. Under such a rider a horse becomes transformed. Even a horse with actual physical problems will be improved to some degree. Under the first rider, one has the impression that the horse is saying, "I wish he'd get off my back. I'm frustrated." He gives conflicting aids, and I don't know what he wants, or when I do know what he wants, he doesn't let me do it. He gets in the way and is banging on my back. His inside leg is stiff. If he'd soften it, I'd soften my side, but I'm not going to soften against that iron object. I can't swing my legs when I'm being hit in the back. I'm unhappy. I can't move the way he wants me to. Conversely, when the second rider mounts, you can almost hear the horse sigh with relief. "Oh, this is so much better," he might be saying. "It's easy to move under this rider because he's totally with me, swinging with me. It even makes me swing more. I like working under him. Now I can bring my hind legs under and around my back." The reasons for the change between the two riders is not only that the second rider uses aids better than the first, though certainly this comes into it. Usually much of the difference lies in how those aids are applied. You are taught what to do and when, but seldom how to use your own body when applying these aids. Try as you will, your recalcitrant body won't let you do what you're trying so desperately to do, and your poor horse is left frustrated and confused. You would like to ride like the second rider, to learn where to sit in the saddle so that you are balanced and positioned correctly. But when the horse moves, the problems begin, and you find yourself stiffening up in an effort to maintain a balanced position. As you continue to struggle for the proper position, it becomes more difficult to remain in balance. You become tense and frustrated. The tendency is to feel that the horse is partly at fault. Perhaps he is obstinate or badly coordinated and finds it physically difficult to move correctly. This may be part of it, and may have some influence on the way he is going. But usually that's not the whole picture. The horse has been put in a situation where not only is he uncomfortable, but he is also being told to do something at the same time he is being prevented from doing it. Figure 5. How frustrated would you be if somebody gave you a ball and asked you to throw it, but first tied your elbows behind your back? This is the sort of thing we do to our horses. Some riders do not have to argue with their own bodies, but can spend their time learning what to tell their horses while their bodies do the work easily and automatically. Unfortunately, most people are not this well coordinated. Under the proper direction, however, they can improve coordination, first learning how their bodies work, for instance, how to move different parts independently from other parts, and then, with an inner consciousness of the correct form and balance, how to merge the whole process together. The perfect rider cannot immediately produce the finished horse. Just as a human gymnast must spend countless hours developing muscles and coordination, so must the horse go through many hours of carefully planned activity and schooling to develop correctly the muscles and balance needed to carry a rider on his back and produce the performance that is desired, be it jumping, dressage competition, long-distance trail riding, or just plain hacking. In the following chapters I'll be showing you many techniques and exercises to help make you a centered rider. There is no set rule about how many repetitions you should do of each exercise. Usually 2 or 3 repeats are enough to relieve tension or give you the sensation you are looking for. The type of exercise I recommend does not involve getting fatigued. Rather, it is usually a way of learning to feel a new movement or concept. It is a route to softness that some people find more quickly than others. If any particular exercise doesn't work for you, don't worry, just try a different one.